Hello and welcome. Welcome to yours and mine Cozy Corner. My name is Amanda, and on this channel, we talk about books, and more books. Well, hello, friends. Hello and welcome. Welcome to part 23 of the 5 for 10 or Less series. If this is your first time here, this is a series where basically I haul 5 books from a Goodwill run. And we're up to part 23, and I still have a ton of books that I've gotten from the Goodwill. I just tried to break them down and do them in bits of 5 so it wouldn't be so overwhelming. But I have other hauls where I've done multiple books, but nevertheless, we're going to keep up with this series here. But anyway, guys, before I actually get started on the video and talking about the books, I just want to kind of say something first. Now, for you guys who do not want to hear me ramble on about things, I'll make certain that I put up there what time the actual haul starts. But I just want to say that, okay, I came across a young lady's video, and if I can find that video, because I don't remember her name, but if I can find that video, I will link it below for you. And it's a young lady, and um she's upset. She's upset because she is a small content creator, and she's talking about some of the changes that are supposed to come about in February, as far as I think it's called watch time hours. And I could be completely wrong. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's in order to get monetized at, I guess, like the highest level of within YouTube. And again, don't quote me, but I believe what it is that you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers, and then you have to have 4,000 watch time hours. Well, in this young lady's case, I think she has the number of subscribers. She has like 2,000 or something like that, but she doesn't have the watch time hours. And I guess I want to say it's February the 7th, I think. Those watch hours are going to go from 4,000 to 8,000. So if you can't get 4,000 hours, now it's 8,000. And let me say this, I usually don't watch videos where I know it's going to be like, any like when they're like book talk, or booktube drama or issues, and this is happening in the book world and blah blah blah. I don't I don't watch those videos. I don't watch those videos because if there's any drama and negativity or something like that, I don't really want to deal with it unless it's in a book. If it's in a book, I'm all for the messiness. Give it to me. Let me read it because I know it's a book. And once I finish reading, I'm going to put that thing down. I'm going to be done with it. But when you're watching videos like that, which definitely can be very informative, sometimes it just brings drama, that I didn't even know about. And when it comes to the book world, sometimes I want to, stick my head in the sand, which may not always be a good thing, but sometimes that's just what I want to do. But anyway, going back to the story I was telling you guys, this young lady is not, um, from my understanding, and I've only seen one of her videos and the one I'm talking about. I don't believe that she is like a booktube anything. I think she does like arts and crafts and um, stuff of that nature. Nothing dealing with books, to my knowledge. So that is another reason that I actually watched that video. But with that being said, she mentioned that she never created the channel with intentions of being monetized. But at the same time, if you can do something that you love to do and you find enjoyment in it, and you can, excuse me, and you can actually, make a profit doing it as well, why not? Who wouldn't want that? And I just think, I mean, I really did resonate with her video. Um, I personally, you know, I personally also never thought about getting monetized while making these videos. And of course, listening to what the requirement is, I'm probably never gonna be monetized. Okay, and I know she was like, "Oh, well, the subscriber part isn't that bad." Because, like I said, I think she has like 2,000 or something. It's the watch time hours. Well, guys, you can see the number of subscribers I have, and I've been on here almost a year. But I am so thankful for each and every one of you guys, and I think right now, like at 108, and again, she's a small channel, and I'm like, well, I must be a micro. If she is considered small, she has 2,000 viewers. But for me, what's more important is I'm doing something that I enjoy doing, you know, and I don't feel any stress that I have to come on here and do it. I mean, I work full-time hours, and actually my job just changed again. So now I'm working later hours than I was before. So, sometimes when I would get off, I will say, hey, I can make a video here and there. No, because I get off so much later now, I can only make it on the weekend. And not every weekend I'm going to feel like making a video. So I try to like do more than one video at a time, which is why in some of these Goodwill book hauls, you may watch the video, but I have already, read that book. It just kind of is what it is because if I can make one or two, excuse me, you guys, my throat feels a little dry. If I can make one or two videos, in the same day, then I'm definitely going to do that because I may not feel like doing it later. And again, working a full time job, I don't have time to just dedicate to this. But I just want to say to like that young lady and to anyone that feels like her, and like I said, I definitely can resonate with that you work hard, you edit, you do those things, but you as a small channel may never get to reap the benefit as far as being monetized. I can see that being an issue because I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I don't think like the majority of the people think they're going to get on here and just make, hundred of thousands of dollars. I don't think. I could be wrong, but to be able to make enough, to, um, you know, be able to buy you a croissant and, a cup of coffee probably would be nice as well. But it seems like the goalposts have been moved. And so again, if you couldn't reach it there, yeah, probably going to struggle to reach it where it's at now. But I say to anyone that has any goal of any sort, don't give up. I know that sounds kind of cliche, but really don't give up. If you enjoy it, continue to do it. If it's something that pains you and it's taking more from you than it's giving you, sometimes you got to know when to walk away from it, especially when this is something that you do for fun and you're not doing it um, to make a career out of it. Now, if this is something you want to make a career out of, that's completely different. But just as a hobby and you want to share with people, it's easy to say don't stress yourself. Have your moment where you vent and you let things out. But if it continues to be a stressor, my opinion is, to just let it go. Now, with my little 2 cents out the way, let's get to the books. Okay, so the first book that I have is Ugly Love. This is a novel by Colleen Hoover. And you guys know I always say this, but these books are in great condition. And I'm starting to think that when I see these videos about people unhauling books, I think they're unhauling and giving it to the Goodwill because a lot of times these books don't look like they have ever been opened whatsoever. But this book, let me grab my notes. This is a contemporary romance. When Tate Collin meets airline pilot Miles Archer, she knows it isn't love at first sight. They wouldn't even go so far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is an undeniable mutual attraction. Once their desires are out in the open, they realize they have the perfect setup. He doesn't want love, she doesn't have time for love. So that just leaves sex. Their arrangement could be surprisingly seamless as long as Tate can stick to the only two rules Mal has for her. Never ask about the past, don't expect a future. They think they can handle it, but realize almost immediately they can't handle it at all. Hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. Now, I I know I've read Verity by Colleen Hoover, and there are two other books that I think I read. I know I read, I want to say November 9th is what the book is called. I know I read those two, but I want to say there's a third book that I read by her, but that may be off. But whether it was two or three, I know that I enjoyed reading them. Now I know that she has some like issues surrounding her. I can't remember what they are because again, I don't really get into, all that. But I've enjoyed the two or three that I read by her. So I look forward to reading that one as well. All right. The next one that I have is The God of Endings by Jacqueline Holland. And it is so funny because with this book, and y'all look at this book. Does this book not look brand spanking new? Now, of course, you can see here. Well, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this is where I took the sticker off. But at first, when I got this book from the Goodwill, I thought, oh my gosh, somebody just scribbled all across the page. But that's actually how the cover looks. You see the inside pages here? Looks like a brand spanking new book. All right. This one. This is a historical fantasy, also a horror novel with paranormal activities and vampires. Right up my alley. So, Colette, an immortal, has endured centuries of turmoil and heartache. Now, almost 150 years later, Colette is a lonely artist running an elite fine art school for children in upstate New York. But her life is suddenly turned upside down by the arrival of a gifted child from a troubled home. Can't wait to read that one. All right, the next book we have is The Man Who Died Twice by Richard Osman. And this is book number 2 in the Thursday Murder Club. And it is a contemporary cozy mysteries. It is a total of 5 books. And I want to say, don't quote me, but I want to say this is a Netflix series. And if it's not on Netflix, it may be on, one of those other like subscription channels or whatever. But I want to say that this is a series, but I could be wrong. But anyway, I won't read the synopsis because, as usual, if it's not the first book, I don't want to accidentally give anything away. Now, the next book I have is The Hot Zone by Richard Preston. Now, this is one of those books that just looking at it, I wouldn't pick it up. I would just keep going, wouldn't pick it up at all. But something told me to actually read the synopsis of this one. Don't just walk past it. So let me read it to you guys. This is a nonfiction science book. A highly infectious, deadly virus from the Central African rainforest suddenly appears in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. There is no cure. In a few days, 90% of its victims are. A secret military SWAT team of soldiers and scientists is mobilized to stop the outbreak of this exotic hot virus. The Hot Zone tells this dramatic story, giving a hair-raising account of the appearance of rare and lethal viruses and their crashes into human race. This is definitely a book that's right up my alley to read. So I'm glad that I did not walk past this. Now, of course, I can read it and it can turn out to be absolutely boring, but It could be, but it is what it is. But I'm definitely going to read it. And the fact that this is a nonfiction and it sounds so interesting, it's I think it's still going to be a win for me to read it. Okay. Now, the last book that I have is Broken by Don Winslow. And again, just like the other books, really good condition. I just love books. Okay, so the bottom half here and here, it has like a few scratches or whatever, but that's not a big deal at all. All right. So this is a short story. It's actually a total of 6 intense short stories connected by the themes of crime, corruption, vengeance, justice, loss, betrayal, guilt, and redemption. So I think this is probably like the third short story book that I have, and I don't did I know? Yeah, okay, I did know this was a short story when I picked this up, but yeah, I hope that it's good because it just had a list of words that I that I love, and it sounds like it's gonna be great together. But we're gonna see. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I have. This is part 23, and I hope that I can go ahead and do part 24 and part 25. I don't know because it's kind of late. I'm a little tired, but we shall see. But anywho, hope you guys have stuck around with me to the end of this video. If you have, know that I thank you from the bottom of my heart. And if you would, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk with you guys next time. Bye.